What's going on, y'all? 75Junction, it's your boy Sherm. We are here with a very special guest today. Today we got Skuzii in the building, all the way from 804. How you feeling, brother?
Oh man, I'm feeling groovy.
Excellent, man. Good to hear. So for those who don't know you, bro, can you just introduce yourself? Let us know who you are, what you do.
Hell yeah. So my name's Skuzii with two eyes preferably. I am a musical artist, instrumentalist, play saxophone, piano, guitar, all that cool shit. I'm a rapper, a writer, Gemini. I heel toe from time to time. Originally from Newport News, moved out to Richmond a couple years ago. So yeah, and I am not a painter.
Not a painter.
Right.
Why'd you have to add emphasis to not a painter?
Oh man, that was the most random shit I could think of at the time.
Okay, got you. So you just like to throw whatever's on top of your head off?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Now, do you feel like that is kind of like a testament to your creativity as far as like how you come up with stuff, whether it be music or just inspiration in general?
Yeah, I would say so, honestly. I mean, I'm still a trained musician too, so it's just like I do have a certain order and shit to my stuff, but as far as sometimes like I literally would just come up with some random ass shit, like anything. It could be like jokes, it could be when working on music and stuff, and I just kind of have to remind myself not to be afraid of that as well too.
Right.
So that's the best shit. That's where I got the Octopus from.
Okay, for real.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. And you know, I wanted to kind of touch on that too. I saw that, you know, obviously your album coming out is called Ask About the Octopus, right? That's the full title of it, correct?
Yeah.
Now you've been posting like random facts about octopi, octopuses, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I think both terms are the proper English, but it's a matter of preference. But aside from that, what kind of inspired you to post the facts about? Was that just kind of something to build up anticipation, like you're gonna post a fact each day or every couple of days until the album comes out, or?
Yeah, I mean, it is part of my brand, but it's also something I was just genuinely curious about. Like, again, the Octopus, the whole theme of it came to me like that on some random shit, like a long time ago when I was like first starting my brand. But more recently, I was starting to dwell into like why it's important to me and like what are the specifics of it. And then I just take my platform very serious. So it's like I like people to be able to get as much from me as possible. So it's like it does serve the purpose of getting people ready and, you know, buttered up for the album and shit. But also it's like if you got time and you go through my shit, you're gonna learn a lot of stuff just by looking at random ass facts.
Okay, dope. Now hold on real quick. I think I just caught on to something. I don't know. This might not be the case, but I just want to double check.
Okay.
So 2, 4, 6, 8. So your track has 8 tracks on it. Now, is that because the Octopus has 8 legs?
Almost. So so you didn't get all the tracks.
Okay,
that's
got you.
You got most of them because it's about 4 of them that aren't there yet. They're not ready.
Okay, got
now
you.
I will say that there is numerology within the tracking and shit like that. There are like what you'll hear in the actual skits and shit like that's the only thing I was missing from what you got heard is like the skits and shit. Will explain some of the numerology behind that in the board, like because number 8 is really a big factor within Octopus and like what it represents spiritually and shit like that. Number 8 it means abundance.
Okay, got you.
So it's like, for example, if like me, I believe in like not spirit animals, but like signs and shit like that. Like if I'm just somewhere, for example, I was chilling in Hampton the other day and I saw a fucking dolphin in Hampton. Why the fuck is there like it's just brand and not in like I'm not like by the ocean. I was in like a dirty bay and I just seen a dolphin like
that's wild.
Yeah, and he kept pulling up like and I was just like, what the fuck
He's like, hey, look over here, like it's a sign, like
and I had to figure it out like but I always get shit like that. Like I'll be in random, it'll be like the middle of the winter and I was like a monarch butterfly or some shit and I'll be like, all right, I'm supposed to see that.
Oh wow.
So with octopuses, apparently that's the way you're supposed to say it. It doesn't feel right to me, but
no, octopi does sound weird.
Yeah,
as fuck. Like
it's weird in general.
Sound trifling.
But they represent a lot. They represent abundance for one, and that links to number 8. The number 8 in itself is it's a word I cannot pronounce. It starts with L, but it's a family of numbers that all have like circles in it, like zeros, the infinity sign, 8s, and shit like that.
Okay, got you.
And pretty much that represents cycles. It means like consistently something is being consistent, always going on. Yeah, so it's a lot of different levels and depth to it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, obviously, at face value, if you take it at face value, like ask about the octopus, you got an octopus on. Is the album cover the octopus picture that you use for?
No, I haven't dropped it yet.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are just like ask about the octopus, like what the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, obviously, is that part of the method behind why you made that title what it is, because you want people to be curious about it? Like, you know, why am I asking about Octopus?
Yeah, that's specifically why we did it, actually, because originally, because my the name for my brand's always been "Don't Ask About the Octopus." Like from since I started like doing T-shirts and shit, and I was ready to do an album, so I was like, why don't we call it "Don't Ask About the Octopus"? And then my producer Jack Union, he brought up a good point. We talk about affirmations a lot, and we've learned the hard way that like we kind of underlook the effect that what we say or has on the world because we just saying and doing what the fuck we feel like doing. Right. But we had a project last year that dropped an EP called "If It's Not One Thing, It's Another." And literally after we dropped it, everything that could have went wrong with that project did. And it was a good project, but we went on tour. We just had mad, just random shit just happen. So like after that, like the next project was called Affirmation and shit like that. Like we made sure like we keep the names positive now.
I got you.
And his theory was, he was like, bro, if we say don't ask about the octopus, is it not? And granted, we were probably high when we were saying this too. But he was like, if we call it don't ask about the octopus, do you think it'll make people not want to ask about that shit? And I was like, maybe. And I was like, well, what if we just call it ask about the octopus? I was like, all right, bet, too easy. We want niggas to ask about it. We want to circulate. And then our goal too, just business wise, right now where we're at is we feel like we make really great music, but we don't have the I mean, that's a lot of people out here. We just don't have the platform.
Right.
It's not where it's at. So it's like, that's my goal is like we're making good shit. But the next step for us and with this album is just like we want as many people to look at what the fuck we're doing as possible.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, that's dope. Yeah. That's funny that you made that because like especially with affirmations and stuff like that and speaking things into existence, I do believe that that energy is a very malleable thing as far as like how we control it and what we can speak into existence. And a lot of people don't realize that. So when people speak negatively, naturally negativity comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So when you said, what can go wrong will go wrong, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's not one thing, it's another, excuse me. That's Murphy's Law literally just immediately start taking effect. You know what I'm saying? So
just pop up on you.
Right, exactly. Like that's crazy, man. So let's rewind a little bit. So you say you originally were in Newport News and you moved to Richmond a couple years back, right? So what inspired you to move to Richmond?
A lot. That's actually a good question because a lot had happened. So pretty much I grew up in Newport News. My family moved to Williamsburg about halfway through high school. Yeah. I went to school at Hampton University, lived in Hampton, lived in Williamsburg, lived in Newport News, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, I got a job and shit in Newport News. I worked for a certain credit union. But this was all while I've always been making music. But at one point, the scene was just really doing well, like, in my opinion, as a whole. Like, I personally call it, like, the post-drama Sego era. It's like when Work Release was popping and shit like that, and it's like they were already taking off, but you still had a lot of people here that were doing well too. But it's like everybody's like partying together, everybody's making music together. Like a lot of people was at like the Upper Room studio in Hampton. Like that's where I met a lot of people. Like I met Bobby Blaze and like T Crooks and shit like that. Okay, and I felt like it was a lot more going on for us. It was a lot more places to do shows. Like we had graffiti studios. We had a lot of different places to do shit. It was just easier. And I feel like at some point it just plateaued. And I feel like honestly, in my opinion, I think it plateaued with Work Release closing. Like I don't think that's why, but I noticed that was about the same time. But I know for me specifically, I was at a point where I was like, damn, I feel like I should either move to Atlanta or Richmond. I don't know why. That was just my two options, but I was like, I feel like I needed to outgrow, like just keep my roots here, but expand. And then I had like I was my job I was trying to relocate in January. Nobody hit me back. I gave up on it. And then like 6 months later, Richmond hit me up, the place where I work at, and it was like wanted me to come out and do an interview. But at the same time all this is going on, shit was starting to get messier here. Like it was like, I mean, people always die, but it was like starting to get closer and closer to me. Right. Like it was like, oh, I know that nigga. And it was like, oh, that's the homie. Or it's like, damn, I was just recording with such and such last week. Like it was just like to the point that where I was staying at, I heard somebody get murdered outside. Oh wow. And it won't like the projects or the hood. This is like Michael's Creek. It's a very nice neighborhood in Hampton, nice houses and shit. But I got off work and I just remember like hearing the sequence of it. It's like I'm in my room chilling. I just hear gunshot, car screech, car crashes into a house. Police, street blocked off. Like, and I was just like, bro, I gotta get the fuck up out of here, man. Right. Damn. Yeah. And then the funny thing about it is too, the same day that I had my interview in Richmond, I had my first show in Richmond the night before. So, tough. Okay. Dope. And I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong from your experience, but from what I've seen,
Richmond is a lot more accepting and embracing of artists and just creators in general than the 757 is. Because I mean, Richmond is more of a city and it's more structurized as a city opposed to 757 where you have Newport News, Hampton, Virginia Beach, you know, like that, if you want to consider Williamsburg, you know, I mean, you have all these different areas and we don't really have a city per se. Our closest city is like Norfolk,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas Richmond is like one big ass city for the most part. It's like a mini DC.
Yeah.
So I feel like the creativity, there's always something going on there. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's more of a better climate for our artists.
I would say it's a little more difficult, but it's like the actual like the structure as far as the city, like the government, things like that, it's way easier for artists. Like here, to me, I'm gonna just call it racism. I think a lot of these venues are racist, even if some of them are black owned. They make it very difficult to do shows here. Like before, like doing shows was even more popular out here. Like
Right.
I was always hunting. Like I was going to different venues. Like I remember I was trying to raise money to get back into school, and I was telling them like, "Hey, I'm doing this show to raise money to get in school." I had a business. They told me, they was like, okay, and this is a black business too, which kind of pissed me off. They was like, if you give us $1,000 and let us keep all the money from the food, we'll let you charge people at the door. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have any money.
Right. That was the whole purpose of you trying to raise money in the first place.
Yeah. I'm like, and then like certain venues I've noticed, like they'll charge parties and shows the same amount. Like they'll charge like for like a Twerk Fest 9,000. It might be like $600 to do it, but you'll probably make way more than that at Twerk Fest 6,000. If Skuzii and 2 or 3 friends are doing a show, you're not gonna get that many people. And even if you do, you can't charge them the same type of shit. You can try, but you're not gonna make that same money.
Right.
Meanwhile, Richmond, you might could just find a random ass restaurant, you know, work out the business with them. Like, hey, y'all keep the money for the food. I make money at the door. Cool. And that's it. It's easier. But because there's and this is my opinion, I feel like because there's so many creatives and everybody, you might be cool with everybody, but you're not working with everybody. Motherfuckers is not going to support your shit. Like, for example, on that tour, Richmond was my lowest city. Like, like New York, packed. DC, packed. Atlanta, packed. Newport News, packed. Richmond, literally 3 people came.
Oh, wow.
3. And I think one of those people were performing. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So a little behind the scenes then about Richmond as far as how things work there. I mean, I'm assuming now that's obviously changed since you've been there for a little while now and you've built your name up in the area and stuff like that too.
Not really.
No?
Honestly, not. Now, I will say what does work is the collaboration. So like I've collaborated with people on shows as far as like not like, cause I always put together my own shows.
Right.
But I've done stuff with like Feel Good, for example. Shout out to them. They should just be packed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, bet.
And then that'll benefit me because don't nobody there know who the fuck I am. But when I leave, now I got a whole new crowd.
Right.
So it's just a different vibe. It's like, again, granted, I gotta remember I grew up out here, so it's gonna be easier for me to do a show.
True.
But yeah, I've had trying to do shows on my own, definitely have met. But to me, that might have just been a lesson. That might have been teaching me to have to collaborate with people.
Okay, I got you.
Has been beneficial.
Okay, bet. Now, when did you actually start doing music? Like, when did you like start taking it seriously? Like, yeah, this is something that I definitely want to do. I'm about to go 110% on this.
Like, as a rapper or as a musician?
I would say so because obviously you played, you know, the saxophone, correct?
Yeah.
So okay, so I guess as a rapper, because I mean, obviously, music as a musician, I mean, you probably played the saxophone prior to becoming a rapper, right? So yeah, we'll just say just being a rapper.
Yeah, I would say probably 2000. The years are hard, but I can tell you about a project because I did a project called The Musing.
Okay, I was just about to ask you about that too. That was your first one that you actually like put out, right?
Well, I've had stuff before that, but just like you can't see none of that.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I mean, just from what I'm allowed to see on the platform.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
So, but yeah, the Musing was technically, that was like almost like my reset button. But that was when I had made like a conscious decision that like, okay, I'm gonna really start taking shit serious because like I had went through some shit. Nothing crazy. I just went through like my ain't shit nigga phase. Like I wasn't in school, like selling weed, just bullshit, just getting by. Like telling myself, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get back into school. I'm doing it. But I really wasn't doing shit. And I was at my friend Veronica's apartment. Oh my god. And what happened? Yeah, I was watching interviews, and I think it was like J. Cole and Big Sean were both talking about like the 7 spiritual laws of success and shit like that. And I got that book, and when I read it, that shit like changed my life. Not even the information, but it's something about reading it. My whole mindset was different. So I really started researching the business of music more. Just really like, I was really just asking myself, I'm like, all right, am I going to do this shit or not?
Right.
Because I never wanted to do it, because to me, I felt like the stigma of being a rapper was not something to be proud of, because it was just like, oh, he raps, he's on SoundCloud.
Like SoundCloud rap. Yeah, I mean back in that time period, you know, obviously SoundCloud rapper was a term that was rampant, you know what I'm saying? It's still out there, but it's kind of decreasing now in my opinion. But yeah, I definitely feel that.
Yeah. I just had to let go of my pride and be like, that's what I wanted to do, but if I'm gonna do it, like how can I make this as serious as possible?
Right.
So I like really, ever since that time, I've always just like made sure I know the business. I'm always researching shit, always collaborating with people, like, and it's just been like an uphill journey since then.
Okay, that's dope. That's good, because I mean, I can only speak for myself personally, but you know, I like to know what I'm doing before I start doing it, or at least have a general enough idea so that way I'm not out here looking stupid and fumbling. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I feel like that should be anybody's best practice to, if you're gonna do something, do it right. You know what I'm saying? Know how to do it, know the ins and outs, and you're not expected to know everything. Obviously, you can't know everything, but at least have a good foundation. You know,
it's like cooking with a recipe.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, have some type of baseline that you can follow and be like, okay, this is what I'm doing. You know, X amount of time has passed, results have varied, but you know, now I can do this differently. Since I saw this wasn't working, let me try this out. You know what I'm saying? Just
exactly.
Different things, you know? Because I mean, I feel like with music or creating anything in general, you have to push the envelope a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta try different things. You gotta move pieces around, see what works. Be like, okay, I got a hi-hat here. Let me replace that hi-hat with something else. You know what I'm saying? With, you know, with production or anything.
And then you got social responsibility like sprinkled in here and there.
Right.
Whether you accept it or not. Like,
no, that's facts. Because there's a certain level of social responsibility that people don't understand is present, you know, because I mean, as an artist, you are now a voice, you know what I'm saying? And you have that responsibility as a voice to make sure you convey the message you're trying to convey. Whether or not it's positive or not, that depends on you, you know what I'm saying, and how you decide to carry that. But I mean, from what I heard from you, I mean, your music's dope, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I'm definitely a fan. Now, and that's going to lead me into my next question, which your project, ask about the Octopus, excuse me. What is your favorite track off of that?
So far, it's like 2 of them. I really like Expensive Crimes.
Okay.
It's like it's kind of like almost like a Bonnie and Clyde, like Queen and Slim if it ended in a good way type song. It's like me being a little bit older and being excited to get in a relationship and be in a relationship. I was like, I want to make a song about that, but I don't want it to be like a love song. I don't like, and there's nothing wrong with that too. I got something like that on there too, but I'm like, I want like some Bonnie and Clyde, but like updated type shit, not sweet. Like yo, we about to rob the United States of America and then go retire in Ghana and be high. Like just some wild storytelling shit. But it also, it just goes like, to me, it's just like a really just good hip hop song. Yeah. But then I got another song on there called 1997, where I was just talking about just a lot of shit. Like I was starting to understand, and like especially this year, and like really digesting my mind and my mentality, and just like the negative effects of like drinking on like my psyche and like who I keep around me and things like that. It was just I felt like it was for me it was a really good expression of how I was feeling and like properly conveying it.
Yeah, 1997 was my personal favorite. Like just I mean, I feel like that was a great intro track. You know what I'm saying? Like I always like, I don't want to say judge a project based off the first track, because obviously a project in its entirety, you shouldn't be judged off the first project, but I do feel like you have to have the right intro track to set the tone for the rest of the project. And I feel like 1997 definitely did that. Now, are you cool with going in depth about information that's within the songs? Because I know I heard it before.
Yeah,
it's actually like out. Okay, so in 1997, if I remember correctly, you had a line in there. You said, you know, in 97, that's when you were first touched. And you were born in 92. You do the math. So what happened with that whole situation?
Yeah, pretty much. Without going too in depth, to whom was involved or whatever, it was pretty much. I think we had just moved out here.
Yeah.
And I had like stayed over a friend of mine's house, and I was 5 years old, and my mom's was already like not fucking with it. Like she was like, you know, I was the first kid, so she was just like I don't know, man. She was real super protective. Right. And so I went over there, and you know, some shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go into detail on that, but
no, you good.
Nothing like crazy. Like,
I got you.
But I like it was enough that like I was like, what the fuck? Like I just felt very wrong.
Right, especially at 5.
Yeah, like it's like that's your introduction to that type of shit.
Right.
So I just remember like my mom talks about it to this day. Like she doesn't nobody like literally this year was the first time I ever said that out loud. I never spoke about it before.
Yeah.
But even to myself, I'd like just shut that shit in the back of my head.
Right, you just kind of like cut it off. Right, I got you. I feel that. I mean, that shit is damaging. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like a lot of, for whatever reason, that shit is rampant. Like, and like I can't tell you how many females I've talked to, or just people in general I've talked to that had something happen to them as a child, where someone took advantage of them as a child. Their innocence, and that. Luckily, I never had that happen to me, at least that I can remember. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, I don't understand why people do that shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense, because that shit is damaging, and it will fuck people up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like for shit like that, we don't look at it enough, like, as far as why it happens. Because I feel like we have, like, this really weird relationship with sexuality in America, and especially in the black community, where it's like, it's to me, it's like we're hypersexualized. We're, like, over-sexualized.
Yeah.
However, we have like a conservative culture about it. It's almost just like if I tell everybody like, yeah, I only eat spinach and my crib is full of cakes and frosty and shit, like it's like everybody's freaky as hell, but we make it like sex is so taboo. And I feel like because it's like has that that image to it, there's like this underlying shit where motherfuckers have all this stuff they can't properly express or get off. So it's like I feel like you do have a lot of people who either get into shit early, or shit happens to them at an early age, or you have older people who are attracted to younger motherfuckers. And it's like I feel like stuff like that, we don't research it enough. It's like it definitely shouldn't be accepted, but I feel like we be so busy shunning people. Like it's like, bro, we need to figure out why that happened. Like why was that person's mentality like that? Like, again, don't excuse it, but like just so we can prevent it in the future. Like you never know, somebody might exhibit signs of that shit early, and like we could squash that shit before it happens.
Get them help or something like that, and then prevent somebody else from getting fucked up. Because I mean, sometimes it happens to somebody and they're like, okay, well, it happened to me, so maybe this is just normal. You know what I'm saying? And they do it when they older, not maybe not an adult. You know what I'm saying? But they might be older, like a preteen or something like that, 12, and they might do it to somebody younger too. And that's gonna fuck them up, and it's gonna keep the cycle going. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely understanding why it happens and being able to nip it in the bud before it becomes an issue. Definitely will help with that. But
believe in your kids too. A lot of shit like like
facts.
especially like most black women I've dated were like something happened to them when they was young from like an older person in their family, and like they either didn't feel comfortable talking about it, or I've heard situations where people have spoken on it and their family like will shut them out, or they don't believe them, or like in some extreme cases I know people who like their family don't even fuck with them no more.
Oh wow.
Like, and it's just like, bro, that was a baby. Like, what the fuck?
Right, exactly. That's crazy. Damn. Well, we'll switch gears from that. So, so talking about your relationship now, with your girl now, how did that come about? Like, how'd y'all meet, and how has that helped impact you in your music now?
We met like actually a while ago at coincidentally a show I did at Graffiti, like classic rapper shit.
Okay.
She posted me eye emoji, and so we were like cool, like we spoke here and there, but it was never nothing like consistent. We was just cool, and then like probably like 2 or 3 years ago, I already like in my mind I knew that I wanted to be in a relationship. Yeah. Like I wasn't gonna force it, because I know a lot of people once you get to like, because I'm 28 now, so it's probably about 25. You like once you really get into that real world, motherfuckers be like, damn, like I need somebody. It's like, nah, you're lonely is a difference.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing that. But I just knew for a long time I thought I was just gonna be single. Like I was just like, I ain't getting married, I'm gonna just do my own thing. And then when I really started studying certain people that I admired, the common trend I saw was a lot of them always like had a consistent relationship or a marriage or somebody to hold them down. And it's like there are a lot of people who have been well without it, but as far as what I'm trying to emulate, and then also just building that consistency and discipline within myself, that was something I wanted. Right. So it was a couple people I had dated that I wanted that with, but it just didn't work out for whatever reason. Right. And then ultimately me and her just like I don't even remember how we started talking again. I think me and her started talking, and she was about to get like her tooth taken out, not tooth taken out, but like wisdom tooth. Yeah. And we just have literally been talking every day since. Tough. Like every fucking day. Like, and like I love her to death. Like I really fucks with her. I've grown a lot from the relationship. I can tell that she's grown as a person too, and it's really dope to watch somebody grow, and then to see yourself grow, and then to grow with somebody.
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely a rewarding, man, growing with somebody. And you know, it's good that you were like, all right, I'm not gonna rush into it, because a lot of people, they'll settle for anything just to say they have something. You know what I'm saying? So like, they'll be like, yeah, you know, I got something, you know, maybe not be what I wanted, but you know, I got something. And then that leads to other issues. You end up like getting them pregnant, and then now you trapped in a relationship. Well, not in a relationship or trapped, but now you got a kid, you know, that's
next thing you know, you in a trunk and there's a Netflix sketch special about you.
Oh shit.
Shit happens. It's crazy like that.
God damn. That escalated quick. But yeah, I mean, you know, one thing leads to another, you know what I'm saying? You never know what could come from it, you know what I'm saying? So it's always imperative that you are tactful and choose who you want to be with. Because I mean, especially at our age now, you know, you 28, I'm 26, you know what I'm saying? We're getting older. So you have to be looking at longevity at this point, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously, you know, all the, you know, bullshit was, you know, early 20s, you know, late teens, whatever. Now it's to a point where it's like, okay, now I want to actually settle down. I want to actually start a family, if that's something that you want. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you just kind of plan your path forward, you know what I'm saying? Like playing an album release almost, you know what I'm saying?
Same shit. And like, to me, I just want to make sure my headspace is right. Cause like that's why I really like the album. Cause I got a lot of this shit out that I've been thinking. It's like, that's been indicative of my life this year too. Like, excuse me, I had a burp. I started therapy this year. And that was like the best shit I've ever done, honestly, for myself. And I've just been very, very like specific about what I want out of myself. Yeah. And growing as a person. It's just like for myself and my team, because it's like me, I'm at the point where like I'm trying to keep everything small. Like I know who I want on my team. I know what other positions I might need. I know who I have around me. And at this point, I'm just trimming fat. Like if some shit happens and I can't fuck with you, I'm not really thinking twice about it.
Right. You know? That's dope, man. That's admirable too that you want to go get therapy too, because I mean, it might not even be something that you need, but like not saying like, oh, I have an issue, I need to go deal with this, but it's just like, let me just go try it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people need it and don't realize it until they actually go. Yeah. And then it's like, oh shit, like I actually did have something that was going on subconsciously that I needed to address, you know?
I needed that shit like a motherfucker. I was wilding. Like not even wilding, but it was just I was reacting things bad. Like I had this shit like that would always go on, like, cause I'm a drink. I like to drink. But I was bugging. Like I remember like, so my whole thing was I would get super fucked up, and then whoever I was around, I would cry hard as shit. But it could be anywhere. And then all my friends are assholes. So it's like they're supportive, but they're just gonna be like, bro, I'm recording. Like and I'm, yo. But it was my problem with my friend 94, God bless it, that had passed away. But I never properly digested it. And so it would just come up like, I'd be cool, not even talk about the shit, and then we just be in the studio and I'm just like bawling. And then that would go lead like snowballing to other shit that I'm like just done buried in my head and shit. Right. So I was like, after all that shit kept happening, I just started drinking and for some reason eating dairy. It worked out for like a month. And then I got into the therapy. So
tough. Dope. I mean, so it sounds like you really got what you needed out of that. You know
Hell yeah. I'm still in it too. But so far, even in a short amount of time, I've been doing it maybe like 2 months. I can like, I see a lot of growth in my character from it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's ultimately what the goal of therapy is to do, is to, you know, obviously reveal issues that you may not have noticed that you had. And once those issues are present, to overcome them and to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will cope instead of healing. You know what I'm saying? Because coping and healing are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Because I could cope with something all day, but that's not me getting over it and facing it head on and getting over what it is I need to get over. You know what I'm saying? So really, that, I mean, like I said, shouts out to you, bro, because that's dope. A lot of people don't do that. You know, they just like, you know, I don't need a therapist. Or
I'm not crazy,
right? I'm not crazy, right? And it's not to say that you're crazy, but it's to help bring things to light that maybe you yourself didn't notice. You know what I'm saying? Because you need that outside opinion sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because we, as black people especially, we're gonna be like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, we always compartmentalize shit. You know,
the best way somebody put it to me once, man, was when I first got to school. They were this like 2010. They was like, you know, your body, you want to get checked up all the time. Like you go to the doctor, you go to you know, you get checkups even if you're not sick. You just make sure everything's cool. It's like your mind's like your body. Your mind's not just gonna stay like that. Right. Shit's gonna happen that can fuck it up. So you want to get that shit checked out and worked out. And what kind of fucked me up too is when I moved to Hampton. Like I had where I lived at, there was always what I thought was mad crackheads outside. But then from like going out more and just like walking to the store and shit like that, I'm like, they're not on drugs. These motherfuckers, I don't want to say crazy, but they're not where they may have been at previously mentally.
Right.
And the concept of that always fucked me up. It's like, damn, you can really just be living your life and some shit happens and now you're just in like you can't comprehend shit no more.
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I need to keep my mind sharp.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Like that. Yeah.
Crack is bad though.
Crack is bad.
And
that is correct. Don't do crack.
Let us not digress from that.
Right. I'll fucking weak. But yeah, no, that's facts, bro. 100%, man. 100%. Now, question. So you got a scar on your arm. Where did that come from?
That's a good question. Nothing exciting, honestly. I was playing when I was like 9 or 10 years old. I had somebody on my shoulder, and then just tripped and fell, and then just had a shitty fracture. It didn't come out of nothing. I went for my military brats, whatever the fuck the hospital is on base.
Oh, wait, you went to 4 uses?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that what you're talking about, bro?
And they literally was just like, damn, bro, I don't know. Your arm is broken. I'm like, I'm aware. And it's like,
right.
That's all we can do. They gave me
what?
Yeah, they gave me a bandana and some no bullshit. They gave me Robitussin.
Get the fuck out of here.
I remember because my mom was
so
like,
trash.
My mom was like, what the fuck? Like, this is what 2001, and so I had to leave from there, and then I had to go to Riverside, and Riverside was like, yeah, your arm's broken, but you need to have surgery. So I broke my arm at like 12 p.m. I didn't get something didn't actually happen until like 9 p.m.
Damn. So you just there, like they give you the painkiller or anything like that in the meantime?
I don't remember. I knew I couldn't take pills when I was little, so I doubt it.
Damn.
But yeah, they gave me surgery, so they opened my shit up right here, and then they put a pin in right there. And fun fact, for any baseball fans, when I went back to my family's from St. Thomas, I went back to St. Thomas.
For real, bro, my family's from St. Thomas too.
No bullshit.
Dead ass. My dad's from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Yep.
Yeah,
that's tough. That's crazy, bro.
Wow. And this is funny that we find out at this time. Too,
right.
Really.
That's crazy.
I'm literally going back in like 2 weeks.
Dope.
Yeah.
Fire.
They Derek Jeter's father, Charles Jeter, is from St. Croix. So he was eating at a restaurant that we was at, and my family's big Yankees fans, and I was trying to get him to sign my cast. Like everybody in my family was like, cool. My mom, she's from out here, she's from North Carolina. She was just like, you are not about to bother him while he's eating. I literally was like, Mom, please. This man birthed the biracial angel, and he ended up signing my cast. I don't know where the cast is now, unfortunately.
Oh man,
but it was cool that it happened.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, that's crazy. Damn, St. Thomas. Wow, because I got family in St. Thomas. I got family in St. John. I think I might have 1 or 2 members in St. Croix, but yeah, most of my family on my dad's side is from St. Thomas and Anguilla. That's where my roots come from.
Gotcha.
On that side of the family, at least.
Yeah,
so,
my dad is from Frenchtown. Like that's like my whole family's in Frenchtown.
Okay, tough. Yeah, I actually lived there for 6 months. I went to school there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, cause my mom, she was in college, and my dad, he was deployed in Korea. So my mom sent me and my little brother there for 6 months. I went to a private school out there.
Oh yeah.
Had to wear their little uniform and stuff.
What school was it?
I can't even tell you, bro. I just remember their uniform was like a pink shirt. It was like a pink shirt and then like these like maroon colored pants. And
I know what you're talking about.
And then the PE uniform was like a yellow shirt. Like
if I tell my dad, he can tell you exactly what.
Okay, but yeah, I'm actually curious because I loved it out there though, man. Like even though I was like 7 at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like I wish I was older because I would have been able to appreciate it a lot more, but. It was just dope. You know what I'm saying? Just living on an island. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, grandma took me to the beach, the water clear as shit. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I'm not going to. It's a couple of things. So, one, you got to go to, whenever the world opens back up, you got to go to Carnival. That's different.
Definitely Carnival.
That's like, man, that's pacing. You're going to gain like 10 pounds too. Like that. I had ass before I went. I didn't. And then when I came back, I had like a full gut. Like, I was just like, fuck.
Damn. How long was you there for?
Like 5 days, if that.
Damn.
Not even that much. That's why I'm like, now before I go, I'm like, let me make sure I'm straight. Because even doing this little press run, I've noticed like yesterday I was performing, I was like, stomach kind of sticking out, bro. Like you was doing all right, but I think it was just I drank hella beer yesterday.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely do it, man. That'll definitely do it.
Oh yeah, but so my toes are shitty. I have awful West Indian feet, and both my big toenails are discolored in different ways. Like this one's like mustard, and this one is like eggplant. Pulse.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and dead ass when I went, I took my roommate Bruce with me to Carnival last time. We went on the beach, bro. I shit you not, them shits were regular. Like after it was in the water,
wow.
Like Bruce is my witness. Now, granted, they did feel like they were about to fall off. But they looked normal. At least for like
Oh,
a good month or two. Like now it's back to yellow and purple, but it's very Lakers situation going on.
Okay.
But I was just like, damn, that shit is powerful. It's like you hear people talk about the water, but it's like, yo, my nasty ass toenails actually got fixed. Like that's wild.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I'll have to be sure to get me a bottle of that water, man.
Hell yeah.
Do wonder for your system, I can only imagine.
Bruh, yeah.
Okay.
And for the fish.
And for the fish, and for the fish too. Yeah, for sure.
Like you can literally just gut the fish like in the water and clean it and just cook it like that, and like you don't have to season it.
Damn. Like,
It's just magical.
Like, did you do that? Like,
I think who was it, Frankie? I'm saying this shit like y'all know who he is, but so I know one of my cousins was talking about it. Me personally, I don't really cook when I go. I just let my grandma cook everything.
Bro,
for all I know, she might just be throwing that shit in oil, or I don't know. I don't
Right.
really watch. I just eat it.
So my grandparents, they moved from St. Thomas over here to Newport News, and every Thanksgiving, bro, island food, man. Like obviously we still have the turkey. I
guarantee our families probably know each other.
They probably do.
Like if they stay out here, they probably know each other.
They might. So ask your people if they know anybody with last name Gums, because that's what my last name is.
I'm gonna do it now. I don't hate to use my phone on camera.
Oh no, you good, bro. You good.
I just
ain't
don't want
tripping.
to forget.
Yeah, nah, cause yeah, bro. Like my whole family, like on my dad's side, is out there, and there's a lot of Gums out there. Like I had no idea how many people with that last name is out there.
It's just GUMS.
GUMBS.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I did some research on it too. Cause I was like, Gums is a interesting last name, and come to find out that was a plantation owner's name, because in the islands they had like the sugar cane plantations and stuff like that. So that's where. I don't know exactly where, but I know in that general area because my roots go back to Anguilla, and there was a plantation on Anguilla, and there was a plantation owner named Gums on Anguilla. So I'm like, okay, put two and two together. That's probably where it came from. So
hell yeah,
that shit crazy.
I know my people's is from like originally St. Barth's. Like they immigrated from the French West Indies, St. Barth's to St. Thomas in like 1917, I want to say. It was like early, but it was whenever the U.S. because it used to be owned by the Dutch, and then the U.S. bought the whole VI. I want to say again around that same time, like 1915, 17. Yeah. And then once it became U.S. territory, it was like, all right, shit.
Now we're U.S. citizens.
Exactly. Fuck it. All right, peace.
Tough. Okay, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. So moving forward, man. And let's talk about a little bit real quick about comparing where you were as an artist in 2015 with your Muse album and compared to now where you are with Ask About the Octopus. What evolution have you seen yourself as an artist from that first album to where you are now?
A lot. I would say my content. I mean, granted, that content's gonna come with age. It's just
right. It's just gonna mature and change as you get older, right?
Yeah, experience more shit. I would say the craftsmanship's a lot better as far as like what I'm proud of that I did on this album is I learned how to be less wordy while still saying impactful shit. Because like I'm like a rap. For me, I feel like I'm a rapper's rapper. So it's like I noticed with the last couple of projects I was trying so hard to rap. I was rapping like it was just mad words. Like it's like
right.
You don't need. It's cool, but you don't need all that. So it's just like to me it was more of a challenge to like how can I do.
Say less, but say more.
Exactly. So,
I got you.
Definitely developed a lot as an artist. The business is way, way better. Like I understand stuff so much more. Like I'm glad that I still have the same perseverance that I did back then. I was very excited about it back then. To this day, I'm still excited. The good thing about music industry is always fucking changing. Right. So you have to stay up to date. Quality is way better. The sound is better. I mean, the sound was cool back then, but it's way better now. And that's again thanks to like Jack Union and No One Ever, which is like collective production between him and Wilkes.
Okay.
So I just think it's overall just a better project and it's gonna be delivered way better.
Okay. Dope, man. That's fine. Now let's talk a little bit about some of your inspirations. Like, do you have any artists that you are inspired by or any artists that you look up to?
Yeah, Prince.
Okay.
For sure. I love Prince.
Tough.
I was sound checking doing Prince songs yesterday for no reason.
Oh yeah.
I was getting on them niggas' nerves too. But I was about to cheat. Like, yeah, Outkast, Kid Cudi,
I'm fucking with
Drake, Jay, The Weeknd. Yeah, no,
The
nah,
Weeknd,
actually,
yeah.
no, but for real though, as far as inspiration, because I listen to a lot of shit, but as far as getting inspired, Jay for sure. Jay's like a big inspiration.
Yeah.
J. Cole, I'm like a huge like Jermaine. Like I'm a J. Cole fan. Like dead ass.
Hey yo.
I will fight to the death for Cole. And I've always kind of gotten tickets to his shows on some like odd young lady circumstances. like either I've had an ex that bought it for me and we weren't together, and she's like, well, I guess I'm gonna sell it. I'm like, hold up now, I'm just Jermaine. We can make this work.
Right. Just for one night.
Yeah. I had one situation where I was talking to a young lady I really like, and she kept playing the shit out of me, and I was like, fuck her, whatever. Love yourself, King. And she hit me up one time, like, yo, can we talk? I'm like, I really don't want to talk to you. She was like, well, you know, I was supposed to take somebody to this J. Cole concert.
Don't even finish the sentence. Like,
what's up? And she was just like, yeah, but you know, I don't know if they really want to go or not. And I'm like, well, if you want me to go, I'll go. And then she ended up telling me, like, she's like, nah, actually, me and this dude are kicking it, so I'm gonna take him. And I'm just like, all right, I respect it. And then like literally a week before this shit, she hit me and was like, you know, I got a situation going on. She had got pregnant.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, not by me. And she was just like, yeah, you know, I really I fucks with you. I want to give you both the tickets. And I'm just like,
both of them?
yes.
Damn.
I didn't know she just told me something happened and she couldn't go. And I was like, all right, bitch, thank you. And then good thing one of my big brothers, not my blood, but he had got into a situation and he was going through a really bad heartbreak. And I was like, nigga, clear schedule. I got J. Cole floor seats. Thank my penis, bro. We out there. So, and then that was cool. That was cool for me and him because like I got to see Cole, and then that was when Thug was on that one too. I think like Jaden Smith and Earth Gang.
Oh, tough. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a nice little ensemble there.
Hell yeah. Speaking of her, shout out to Earth Gang. I went to school with them. I don't think they remember me.
Oh, for real?
But I remember them.
Damn.
Now Veronica from Veronica's apartment, she was real cool with them.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's dope.
I wish I could say I was cool with them, but I just knew them niggas.
That's dope. It's always dope to see like, you know, people that you went to school with get famous. Like, so Masego, I went to school with him, and now he's famous. I was like, oh, I was never cool with him, but I just, you know, knew him. I, you know, knew him as Micah. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's Micah. You know what I'm saying? Now he, you know, famous with the saxophone all over the world and shit. So that's definitely interesting to see, you know, how people move through life and stuff like that. But
Indubitably, this is gonna be a really funny part of your interview, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Are you aware of that? Have anything with that? I'm not gonna be messy. We're not gonna
Oh,
talk about it.
no.
But
Oh, shit. I literally just remembered because somebody had mentioned something about you two in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be that nigga. We'll talk about it off camera.
No, yeah, for sure.
It's just, I know, like, it's me being a funny motherfucker.
My bad, bro. I completely forgot.
I think shit like that is hilarious, so it's cool. I'm just waiting on my friends to watch this shit and be like, all right, what his face look like?
No, because when I started talking about it, I saw your face change a little bit. I was like, oh shit. I was like, fuck. And then I remembered. I was like, damn, I completely forgot.
Take care face and shit.
Right, yeah. Oh shit.
I'm weekend.
I'm fucking weak. Hey yo, chill out. That's fucking hilarious, bro.
But yeah, I don't like a lot of people take whatever the situation is for them or whomever.
Right.
I feel like people lean on shit like that as an excuse as to why they're not doing good. And that's corny. It's just, you know.
Facts for sure, man, for sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, people always leapfrog other people if they get the chance. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm sure that's just gonna happen to me one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Shit, it might be happening right now.
We'll see. We'll see what happens,
Look
man.
at that nigga Skuzii on that white couch with his bitch ass. I remember when he was making burgers.
Making burgers. I'm fucking weak. Were you really making burgers? You flipping burgers at the point?
Hell yeah.
Where at?
I used to cook for Wing Zone. But yo, we used to really
Wing Zone.
Yeah, it's in Hampton. It's like HU.
I seen Wing Zone. I always thought they were like affiliated with Wingstop for some reason. I don't know why. But
yo, I actually like them better. But but I actually learned how to cook over there. Like, I mean, it's basic fried cooking. It ain't nothing crazy. It's just burger, chicken wings. But the dude was a cook who actually like a cook. So he used to, like, and he just, I guess that was like his I don't give a fuck job. That was like, I'm buying my kids some shoes job. So, and then it was so ratchet. Like all the management was young as hell. They were like all like young Navy dudes. And this one really creepy dude too, but that's neither here nor there. Shout out to you because you fired me, you bitch ass nigga.
I'll fucking
Ty, whatever. If I remember your name, I would say it, but I don't remember it. But anyways, he was a bitch. But anywho, I digress. But we used to bring our own food in and shit and cook like on the grill. Like I made an omelet one day at work,
wow,
using like they onions and chicken and shit.
Tough.
But I worked at a retirement home after that, and I like cooked there for real. And then now I just cook.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up, bro.
Thank you.
Dope. Now, I'm gonna wrap it up with this question. Unless you have something else, of course. What are some of your personal convictions or personal attributes that you really, you know, hold high to yourself? Like, what are your like core values, essentially?
I would say for me, I I still have like a solid set of morals. Like I do have like a set of things that I either do fuck with, I don't do, or do like I'm do. But I'm really big on honesty. I don't lie. Like, have I ever lied? Yes. I probably lie later today. But as far as like serious shit, I really hold my integrity to a high. Like if I say I'm gonna do some shit, I'm gonna do it. And if something happens, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make the situation what it can be like. And I make sure that people I keep around me, that their morals are interlined and interlocked with my shit. Especially if I do business with someone.
Right.
And I've been really consistent about that. So, and that too, I would say my consistency and my resiliency, just making shit. Because I'm at the point now where it's like I'm not. Like I have my goals, but there is no end goal for music with me. It's just I am a musician. I'm gonna make music. That's just what I do. I might have my professional goals that I want to reach, but I know that regardless of money or finance, things of that nature, like this is just who I am. It's just what I'm gonna do.
Okay, dope, for sure, man. Now, and I said that was my last question, but I do have another question. Yeah. Now, when we're talking about age and stuff like that in music, do you feel like there's like a shelf life for a rapper? Do you feel like there's like, oh, I have to make it by this age, or I can't be a rapper? Or what's your opinion on that?
I feel like it's half and half. I would say 80% of it is not like, but that goes in with really taking in the musicianship of being an MC. I feel like if you're actually like an MC, and that doesn't mean you got like fucking hip hop, like,
right.
I would say using your music as an expression of who and where you are. It's like I feel like you can't be Jay's age and still talk about Big Pimpin', which is why I fuck with him so heavy, because I feel like if you grew up listening to Jay-Z, you can appreciate 444. 444?
Yeah, 444.
4444. That Jay as opposed to Big Pimpin'. It's like we can appreciate Big Pimpin' Jay and like Lost 92 Bricks Jay-Z, Plug in St. Thomas Jay-Z. But because of that, we can appreciate where he's grown. And I feel like people in your culture, which for hip hop is directly going to be in with the black community and shit like that, it's important that people see your growth and that you normalize certain things that could possibly be beneficial to people.
Okay.
So like, I would love to see an 80-year-old nigga rapping about fucking Alzheimer's and Depends and shit, but you have to follow that. I feel like if you 60, or let's be more realistic. I feel like if you're 43 and you're still trying to like quote unquote get on and do like 20-year-old rapper shit, but you're following the same structure, maybe it would be wise that, you know, maybe look into different things. A lot of people try to do like, I feel like people confuse finding better ways to do things with, oh, you don't believe in my dream, blah, 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 blah. It's like, nah, maybe you just might have to augment it a little bit to make it a little bit more achievable.
That's facts.
Sometimes it just might not be a thing either.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, though, because a lot of
niggas
people
do suck.
No, facts. Yeah. But and a lot of people aren't open to criticism, and that's why people that suck stay sucking, because you're not open to criticism. Like if you show me something and I genuinely think it's not good, I'm like, bro, this ain't good. If you get tired about it and you don't look at why I say it's not good, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep doing the same shit.
That's the other thing too. That's why I'm kind of glad I have my musicianship, is because with musicians, like, you're taught to be like that. Like literally, it's like any other craft. It's like you in a classroom or whatever. Like if you play something wrong, it's not a personal attack. It's just like, okay, that doesn't fit within this in a certain way. It's just like if you playing sports or some shit, you're not gonna get upset because somebody told you to fix your shit. It's just like that's part of developing your craft.
Exactly.
I feel like people are so personal about it. You can't see it from that point of view. And like you said too, I feel like if you can't take criticism, you should just not do that shit.
Yeah. Because
you're not gonna grow and you suck. And like it's because the barrier to entry is so low now. Make it hard for niggas like me, and that might be selfish, but I don't really care.
No, I mean that's facts. And as a musician, you're always gonna be criticized.
Facts.
It doesn't matter how big or how good you are. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, people criticize 444. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yo.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on. You're always gonna have that level of criticism, whether it's constructive or just hating. It's always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta filter through it, and you gotta be like, okay, is this hating or is this somebody saying like, hey, you could do this better?
Because it's gonna be a little bit of that too. But again, it's like you said, it's for you to know. Like, best advice I got, one of my music teachers, I think I had to like a solo or some shit, and I got graded on it, and I got like a 96 out of 100. Was like the best grade anybody like gotten. And my first question was, I was like, all right, well, what was the 4 points?
Right.
And he was like, you'll never get those 4 points. I'm like, why? He was like, you're a musician, you're always gonna grow. It's part of your humanity. It's like you'll never be perfect. There is no perfection. So 4 points is you need to think about what you can do to be better, because you can always be better. It's like you'll never be 100. That's not a bad thing. It's just there shouldn't be somewhere for you to stop. There's always room for you to grow.
That's actually really dope. That's actually a really dope way to teach, because you're like, I'm not gonna give anybody a perfect score, because especially with music, it's subjective.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And perfection being subjective, perfection should not be subjective. Perfection is perfection, and there's no pure definition when it comes to music as far as what perfection is. So I mean, that actually is some really good advice.
Oh, yeah, that shit never left me. I'm always gonna remember that and apply it.
Hell yeah. That's dope, bro. Well, this has been dope, man. Do you have anything else that you want to add on concluding though, bro?
Yeah, definitely support. If you cannot spell my name, it's Skuzii with 2 eyes, hopefully like your face. Shout out to my brother and my business partner, Bruce, aka Chubsy Bear. We both do the cooking with Skuz and Chubs. Not as much right now because we're working on the album, but tune in with us, buy a plate with your bitch ass. Not to call anybody specifically a bitch ass, just we don't know you individually. Big shout out to No One Ever, Jack Union, and goddamn Wilkes. And we just dropped another song called why am I dumbass almost said constipation? Calisthenics. I don't know how I got that.
Oh yeah, shouts out Young Ford too.
Yeah. So my good brother Jeffrey Wilson, Young IV. But yeah, we just dropped that. And the crazy thing is, in regards to subjectivity, all the playlists I've submitted to have declined that shit for various reasons, but everybody like on like Twitter and shit is fucking with that shit heavy. So thank you to everybody who's been fucking with it.
Hell yeah, for sure.
And continue to.
Okay, bet. And where can people find you at on social media?
Everywhere, as long as you can spell Skuzii. So if you got Instagram, if you got Twitter, Black Planet. I'm not on Tinder no more because I'm in a relationship, but I might open it back up just for business purposes. No, you can't slide on my DMs, bitch, but you can come to the show. But yeah, everything but OnlyFans, just Skuzii with 2 eyes. Definitely get on the YouTube though, specifically. All the other streaming shit, all my music is there. So it's wherever you listen to it, is there. You just gotta find it.
Okay, fire. And when is the project coming out?
We do not have a definitive date.
Okay.
It actually was supposed to come out this week, but God's timing, the album wasn't ready, so it wasn't ready.
Okay.
But realistically, I would say within like the next 3 to 4 weeks, more closer to the 3 weekend.
Okay, bet for sure, man. All right, well, once again, I appreciate you, man, for giving me the opportunity for coming out and rocking with the platform, bro. It was definitely a dope interview. I definitely had fun. So
oh yeah, likewise.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate
and we're
you.
probably cousins.
Most likely. Yeah. Most likely. But all right, y'all, make sure y'all go ahead and fuck with Skuzii, man. He is on all streaming platforms. Make sure y'all go ahead and run his streams up. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that Ask About the Octopus coming very soon. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. All right, y'all, 75 Junction out.
Help me.